Can't pull my gun out or do anything, so we're pretty much at the final segment of whatever. The beach where we'll have our final... You know, it actually makes sense now that the beginning of the title screen showed a boat. An empty boat when we started that. Even DK pointed out, oh, an empty boat. That can't be a good sign. That was like one of the first things said when we first started this session, like way back. All that time ago. This has been such a fun journey. But all good things actually have to come to an end. Or average things, because, you know, whoever you are in this case.
Holy.
I've had a kind of a fun time with it, even though I've been a bit critical
Abby?
at times. I can't step up that man. Oh my god, they fucking ruined you.
Abby. I got you. I got you. They're both this way.
Look, Abby's trying to be nice. Ellie's just like, do I even want to do this? Look what she's going through. But Abby could also just be an asshole and turn on us too. Come on, step up there. All these guns I have aren't going to make a difference because it's just going to either be a quick time event fight if we have one, or it's going to be a or it's going to be a sneaking fight like they love to do. Just one boat. Oh no, there's two boats. You're gonna attack me? No, I saved her. Oh boy. It's like even I, the player, don't even want revenge at this point. I just wanted to be smart about it and just leave.
I can't let you leave.
It's like, now I gotta retie it.
I'm not gonna fight you.
See, she sees there's no
Yes,
point.
You will. He's not a part of this. You made him a part of this. Okay. Okay.
Oh boy. We didn't even need to have a fight. You're all bronze. I'm speed. It's because you lost your strength. You're not built like an ox anymore. We could just walk away. I did the damage. I got to hurt you a little. I wanted to walk away stronger. That's all I wanted. It's a god complex of something. I don't know. I just want to be strong. I just want to be strong. I can't look weak. Just slapped it out of my hand. You didn't even want to fight me. You like this? Oh. Oh. Yeah, you like. Ow. Oh. The fucking magnet falcon punch. It's too much. It's too much. Alright, how about we just do over rock, paper, scissors? Nope. Nope. Did Neil Druckmann or whoever like wanted this scene, did they just finish playing Metal Gear Solid 4? They're like, we could do this. Oh, my finger. Rip my finger off. Now I won't be able to play guitar. No. The whole point of this game. The only thing I had left of Joel. He taps. That's it. Match is over. Oh, you kill her. Who's gonna take care of Lev?
Go. Just take him.
Well, she bit both my fingers. Jesus, I thought just bit the one. No, I'm missing two fingers. Yikes! Now I really can't play guitar. About to lose the only thing we have for Joel. That was our attachment to him. Oh man, did she leave and left the window open? Now it's gonna be fucking so many bugs. Never understands. Wow, she drew that. Oh, nope, nope. That's where I wanted to be. Would have been better if I'd stay, swallowed up the regrets, shame, given them what's left of me. Do I have it to give? Can I offer the scraps now, gristle and bone, chewed up and rotting, or will it make them sick? Corroded their insides, poisoned them. I could be in the woods, left for the insects to clean, until the iron smell is gone, until I'm bleached and brittled, ready to display. Joel. Oh, she took everything. She took the furniture and everything. Oh no, no, some of the furniture's moved. I was gonna say, I'm like, she's just like, that's a bit extreme. She threw the pillows and cushions around. She was mad. Take a dump. Even leave me a note, huh? Not good enough for a note? I would have laughed if I came in here and the whole fridge is gone. She just took the fridge. What the fuck? How'd you even take that? Take all this stuff. At least she left me with something. Yeah, it's not completely out of like question to play guitar with only 3 fingers. Well, just the 2 and the thumb. But I know it's definitely going to be difficult, but I feel like she can do it. Get enough time. Can't do anything with that one. Can't do anything there. Since we're lost our 2 fingers. You'll have to figure out how to play guitar with just the 2.
you drinking?
Coffee.
Where'd you get that?
Those people that came through last week.
Oh.
A little embarrassed as to what I had to trade to get it, but it's not bad.
I had Seth under control.
Yeah, I know.
And you need to stop harassing Jesse about my patrols.
Okay. Dina. Is she your girlfriend?
No. No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why she did that.
But you do like her.
So stupid.
I have no idea what that girl's intentions are, but I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
You're such an asshole.
I'm not trying to.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Yeah. I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I'd like that.
Okay. I'll see you around.
Yep.
Someone's gotta close these fucking windows. There's gonna be, like, bugs everywhere. be honest, as I see it, Joel made a decision that she didn't like, and she didn't get to choose. I think in this moment she wanted to choose. It wasn't her decision to do something for Joel like that. I don't know, in a way, like, she felt that it's not worth going for revenge for Joel. Or that she should be dealing with stuff that was Joel's past. I don't know. Like, things that were his fault she shouldn't be putting up or dealing with. I don't know. It's just like, in a sense, like, even as the player, I was like, I don't even want revenge. Like, Abby wasn't like a crazed psychopath. She started to care and open up more with a child, and it just kind of turned into the, you know, like, she kind of became the Joel in the sense of taking care of this kid and opening up a bit more. And just didn't want to go after or kill. She didn't want to fight Ellie when they finally met up because of her state probably too, but it's just been so many months. I think after the whole realization that Ellie just doesn't need to go through with it, this wouldn't be, it might be something Joel would have done, but I think towards the end she has to realize she's not Joel. What he has done was wrong, and a lot of things that he's did. She didn't get to have a decision in the in that life or death situation at the hospital. She should be dead, as she said, so I think in her mind, if she was dead, Abby wouldn't be killed. Joel wouldn't have been murdered. I don't know. There's like some ways behind her reasoning that I can completely understand, and even like I said, Abby wasn't really like a jackass or a bitch like he was, but she didn't completely try hunting down everyone. After Joel, it was done. She was leaving, and she started to have good intentions for some stuff. I think some of her friends were kind of just the assholes, like Mel and Manny could fucking kiss my ass. But I completely understood, like, you know, like, revenge just breeds more revenge. It just continues this ridiculous cycle that becomes very unnecessary. Ellie didn't need to do it. At first, it felt like the thing to do because she lost someone dear to her, but as you progress, she realizes this isn't her. And I think as those memories come flooding back, you realize, you know, she didn't get a choice then. This is finally she gets a choice. If you can take it like that, or if she was dead, there would be no Abby. There would be no revenge. Abby wouldn't have to be killed then and there. Plus, killing Abby would just mean the kid would come after if she didn't kill the kid, and it would just be the same thing that she just went through. But overall, visually, out of 10, I give the game pretty much like an 8, I think. Pretty much, I'm going to give it an 8 because there's a lot of things that were really appealing for at least PlayStation 4 standards, not being on the Pro. I know some things, you know, frame rate and all that could be, people will bitch and be like, it'd be better on PC, but overall, this actually looked really good for PS4, and there was a lot of things that were either really disturbing or really good to look at and appealing. Facial animations, for the most part, were pretty good. There were a lot of goofy times where, like, they'd smirk or do something silly, but, you know, when it was stabbing or doing something strenuous, visually it looked really good and looked and made a lot more sense of that stuff. Gameplay-wise, I'm going to say a solid 7. Like, it was definitely a step up. It's still basic. It's still a very generic third-person shooter, but because that they allowed for this gritty world to have that gritty, like, legs fly off if you shoot them with a shotgun, arm detachment, you know, the dismemberment, and it not being all sunshine and rainbows that, like, oh, no limb ever comes off. Like, at least it was brutal. So I would say probably, you know, 7 for the gameplay. Story-wise, I'm gonna have to say, for me, a 6. Like, it's slightly okay. Like, it was enough to keep me going, and I cared. Because I wanted to see where it would go. I just didn't care for Dana, Owen, Mel or any of those characters that Abby's characters was introduced or anything like that. I feel like if there was one more game in between this to have built up more of those characters, I think I would have had more of an attachment or care. But it's like, oh, Owen's dead, cool, whatever. Abby's probably gonna snap. Oh, Mel's dead, good riddance, I guess. It's sad that her child was never born, but I didn't have enough attachments to care. It was just, for Abby, it's fucked up. For us, the player, I have no attachment. I didn't really care. I didn't have enough time with it. Dana, it felt like a fling in the beginning, and then they built the romance. Like, towards the end, I kind of started to care, but it was a little too late. The game was already towards the end, and her leaving, I was just like, okay, I mean, it sucks for Ellie emotionally, I feel bad, but I don't know, it's like, I haven't cared or had enough time with Dana to start liking her or hating her. It was just kind of, here she is, here's a romance angle. And I think that some of the romantic sexual scenes that they had between Abby and Owen, Ellie and Dana, just kind of a little unnecessary, because the Ellie Dana one felt more like a fling. Kind of was just like, okay. I think it should have been towards the end. They could have even done if they really wanted to, but it could have gone with that. Could have just been a makeout session and been done. The Abby Owens thing, we already knew they were already deeply connected. They loved each other. They showed flashbacks before they knew each other, before Abby's father was killed. They knew each other all this time, through all this stuff, thick and thin, being in Wolf together. So it's like they knew they had a connection, but then something happened. I don't know what. They just fell apart, and it was him and Mel, but there were still feelings there. So it's like they didn't really need to do that sex scene. Again, could have just had make out and done. Could have just cut to them being in bed afterwards to make out and just being like, oh God, what's Mel gonna think if she sees this and all that. But again, felt a little unnecessary. But again, I didn't have a lot of attachment to Owens or Dana or any of them because of that. If there was a... And again, Joel's death was always like, people were a little uppity about. Like, I don't think he needed a warrior's death. Like, he didn't need to go out in a blaze of glory. I think for Joel, him getting brutally murdered, tortured, beaten, makes sense for the fucked up shit he's done. He's not a hero. He did a selfish act that may have changed things, or it may not have. It's hard to tell until it would have happened. I think it would have been more of a shock and more of a surprise if it didn't start off with Abby saying, he's in there, I'm looking for him. I'm like, who else ran around all these different places through an entire game? Like, it sure shit ain't Tommy. And he did, and she said he, so the only other person that's been on a murdering spree that I know of is Joel, so it was pretty much a given. So it's like, I didn't, you just saw it coming. It was just too much of a setup. It wasn't like a, oh cool, they found this group, I wonder what's gonna happen. And it was just, no. I feel like if a second game, like if this was part 3 and there was a part 2 that showed Ellie hanging out with patrols and doing something, and maybe a threat occurs with a new gang, maybe like the Scars or something, before we realize who Wolf is, and Abby maybe joins up with to help the town, you know, just something that makes it seem like Abby's a good guy or girl, whatever, to help. But then third game comes around and it's like, oh, betrayal, this is why, and then this whole everything that's happened, and then we know the characters and I feel more attached. But I don't know. I didn't feel anything for some of the characters. I only cared about what Abby was going to go through and what Ellie was going through. I would have liked to see how Jesse would have been if we had more time with him before getting shot in the face, but he got shot in the face. So it was just like, okay, well, before I even started to build any attachments to him, they were just dying. So I was like, oh, okay. So overall, like I said, I think I'll give it a 7, because gameplay visual-wise, it's definitely not perfect. It's definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's not perfect. It's not groundbreaking. It's just like, this is a game that's like, if you like the gritty darkness of it, you'll enjoy. If you're a simple person that enjoys the gunplay and things like that, or stealth mechanics, of this. You'll like it if and I again, the story was good enough for me to be interested in completing it. I think it's worth a shot, but when it's on sale, if you are still iffy about it. But other than that, I mean, unless you're like a diehard fan and you find everything about it great, then hell, more power to you. Just for me, I had enough fun out of what I played, and it didn't feel like it was terribly dragged on. There was a couple just unnecessary moments, but I'll say for the most part a 7 just because I had my fun with it. It's average to me. So, just a little bit above the average, but you can play better. There are better games. Better stories to experience and better everything. I'm giving it a 7 more for the visual and gameplay aspect, and the story being just above, like, okay enough for me to want to finish. Yeah, I mean, I just say 6 because it still kept me interested. I still wanted to see if Abby continued to be a psychopath and a hard-blooded killer for no reason, then I probably would have given it a 5. But because the kid, there was some development and change of heart, and the fact that, like, she didn't even want to fight Ellie, she had no care about it, like, I'm just gonna give it a 6. It would be higher, but again, the supporting cast was just kind of thrown in. It was a lot of shoe-in.
I'm just a poor,
I just don't.
wayfaring stranger.
I just don't. I'm gonna turn it down because I don't know about cops. I doubt it, but there, I'm trying to talk. But yeah, it's like there was just some unnecessary stuff, and I still think that if we just had one game before this, so I could have built up, like, so they could have built the supporting cast, I would have cared more. But I just don't think I think it was unfair for a lot of the supporting characters to get literally nothing. It's like, I mean, there's definitely still a lot of untold stories. Like, Wolf has taken an island. Isaac's still out there. He was only, like, shot in the back. He's not dead. He's still out there. Wolf's still a thing. You never know. Now it's like, I could see Wolf and whatever weird gang that we just fucked with being something for another game, but if they are going to make another one and they want to continue the story of them, I don't even know what to expect, because, like, the next game they could kill Ellie off or Abby off right off the bat and it could just be fucking Lev's story. I don't know. It could be the next one could literally just have Ellie and Abby team up for all we fucking know. I don't know. Or they could just not do another one. Who knows? But if they do, hopefully there's a little bit more improvement in supporting characters. I just think that they try to focus too much on shock. It's like surprise and like, oh my god moments. But and a lot of like, oh, here's this character and they're dead. No one's safe kind of thing, except for your main characters. These people that you might start to like are dead. It's like, well, I didn't even have enough time to like them to be upset that they're dead. So I think it could have just been, it just felt a little rushed for that part. But overall, I'm going to give the game a 7. It's just my opinion. Some people will find it a 5. Some people will find it 10, fucking 9 or 10, or a 1. I think in between, there's definitely bad parts, and there's a lot of good stuff here. It just got scrambled in a lot of fuckery for moments and just things, and certain parts that felt rushed more than they could have been fleshed out a little bit more. I think this game would have been better if this was a third part. I was fine with everything that happened. Yeah, it's like they put a little too much in certain areas, and I don't know. I feel like if this game was a third, then it would have been great. Like, all the stuff that happened would have been fine if I just had a second game that would have built, like, a second game that would have built a lot of the characters up, build up the Abby character a little bit more, and make it more of a surprise that Joel was dead. Instead, they kind of was like, she's hunting him, you know he's gonna die then. Like, you know, it was easy to call and be done. course, they got to get Troy Baker to sing as Joel or something, because Troy Baker loves his, singing, playing music. I have it turned down severely, so I barely hear it, but... But I don't know. It wasn't bad. I don't think it's as terrible as people say it is. It's definitely not as perfect, in my opinion. Like, to other people, they may find it a masterpiece. It's just, in my mind, there are more interesting and better stories out there. Gameplay-wise, there's, definitely things that are a little bit better out there. But this one was still better than a few. For third-person shooter sake, this was better than some that I've played because of them actually not being arcadey and cartoony with the gore. They made it. But I'll give it a 7. I think that's fair. Just kind of like, it's not perfect, but it's not the worst thing I've ever played. And now we're a boat on the beach. New Game Plus. You can play through it again with all the upgrades and stuff you've obtained. Couldn't even imagine. The round building. What I had to do. And I think people were a little bit upset because, like, Ellie didn't go for, like, the kill. All this work and she did nothing. But I can understand the mindset. After that little bit of a cutscene where she was, like, upset at Joel for still not letting her get to choose that she should be dead, I think that for her, I think she wanted to be able to make a choice and just be like, you know what? This is like a Joel battle. This isn't her fight anymore. This isn't something she has to worry about. You can look at young Ellie. Here you go. What you've always wanted. Started from that to this. Look at them fingers. Gotta get that checked out. Might get an infection. Also, apparently the bite mark on her hand. Was it that hand or was it this hand? I think. Didn't even, like, it just vanished. It was just a very tiny little bite. Here was Ellie, our birthday. Here's Ellie at the aquarium. I gotta compare arms here for a second. Between Pillars Abby and Seattle Abby. Did her arms decrease over those months when she was stuck being captive? Got some strong arms. I think her muscles definitely, it definitely look like they shrunk a bit. He wasn't as strong. Poor doggy. I actually felt I felt worse for the dog that we had to kill. Because they made you play fetch with the dogs for a while and give it love, and it was like, right, Ellie did kill that dog. But there we go. That is The Last of Us Part 2. Definitely might play it again, like, way down in the future when, there's a reason to. If I'm just bored or I want to play, or if they release something some reason. But overall, it was good. I had fun with it for what it was. Definitely wasn't the best thing in the world, but it definitely wasn't the worst game. So, There you have it.